Hello. Oh, that took a little while to connect, so I was a bit worried there that I was just going to be here on my own and nobody was going to be able to see me. So hopefully you can see me now. I can see some people have logged on already. Do say hello in the chat, especially if you're, regular. I'd know you in person. It's nice to keep in touch with everybody because obviously we don't see people now. So we're going to be doing yoga this morning. My name's Nikki. Welcome to live streaming with Active Life and Fusion. And today we're going to be looking at introduction to vinyasa. Now I know some of you have maybe been really missing the vinyasa classes because I'm not currently doing one on the live stream. So we're going to do a little flavour of that today, but a much lower level. Okay, so I'll wait till some more people log on and that we're ready to go, and I'll explain a little bit more about that then. But hope you're doing well this morning. I can see some more people logging on. So do say hi in the chat while I'm up the front here so I can actually read it, because once I get back to the mat, I'm a bit blind without my reading glasses on, so I can't always see. So my name's Nikki, for those that have just logged on, and we're doing introduction to vinyasa this morning. Nothing too strenuous. It just gives you a little idea of what a vinyasa class would be like. A little bit more of a flow. Got a few minutes yet before some more people might join in. So you'll only need your mat today unless you're particularly tight. And if you've got bricks like these ones here, or a similar shape, something like that, you can use maybe a couple of large, thick books if you know that you can't, easily bend over and touch the floor. And I mean with a bent knee. You don't have to have the legs straight at all for when we're bending over. You'll see that I don't have my legs straight, particularly if we've not done any sort of very strong warm-up through the back of the body. Then the legs can still be quite tight. Oh, here we go. Hello, Jenny. Good morning. Looking forward to class. Yes, me too. So the reason I like vinyasa, that's what we're doing an introduction to this morning, is that I'm not naturally really bendy. Despite what everyone might think of yoga teachers, we're not all really, really bendy. And I like a nice vinyasa to warm up the body, and it gives me that little bit of extra stretch so I don't feel too stiff. That's really why I like to do it. Vinyasa just means to place in a particular way. That's really a rough translation. And if you think of it like a dance where you would learn particular movements, particular steps, and then that flows into a nice dance, this is what we're really looking for when we do a vinyasa. Now, when I teach a regular vinyasa class, it's a much stronger practice than the one we're doing, which you would always do in a regular yoga vinyasa class. So we don't have to worry about having too much upper body strength. We're just getting a nice bit of flow, bit of flexibility, and just giving you the idea of how you link the postures together. Okay, so we're going to be doing each part a few times over, those parts, and then linking the parts together, just as you would, as I say, learn a new dance. You learn the steps and then you practice it in that whole flow. Okay, so to start off with, as always, we're going to come down to the mat and do a little warm up, and then we'll come up to standing to get cracking with that. Okay, so if you want to come back down to the mat, making sure that you've got enough room to stretch your arms over your head, maybe out to the sides as well. You're not going to bump into any furniture. And as always, anything that's too strong, you can repeat the things that are easier. Come back to the warm-up if you like, especially if you're watching this on playback, and just repeat the bits that you like to do. So to start off with, we're just lying down and focusing on the breath. Breathe through the nose if possible. Nice deep breaths. So, you might have had a busy morning already. So we're just trying to connect into the exhalation in particular. Better the breath out, the better the breath in the next time. So be aware of the abdomen expanding on the inhalation and squeezing it downward on the exhalation. Allowing the arms and legs to feel heavy, the head to feel heavy, and the abdomen soft. And then we're going to start with an easy stretch. So as you breathe in, lift the arms up towards the ceiling, exhaling them over the head. Legs together now. Nice deep breath in, point the toes, tighten the buttocks, stretching into your fingertips and softening as you exhale. Second stretch, flex the feet, toes up. Push into the heels as you reach behind. Again, releasing slowly as you breathe out. And then you can bring the arms down, bending the knees, and hug the knees up to the chest. Little rock, side to side, just massaging back and the hips. Make sure you slipped off any socks and place the feet down with a big gap between the feet. Take the arms out at shoulder level, palms upward. Nice breath in, and as you breathe out, slowly drop the knees over to the right, gap between the feet, and turning your head to the left. Let the legs feel heavy. On the inhalation to center, and then exhale to the other side. Inhaling center, slide the left leg flat, and then bring the right knee up to the chest and take the knee out to the side. Stretching out the leg, and we're going to circle the leg. Big circles, 3 each way. Try to go right across the body if possible. If it's a bit tough, just smaller, maybe a bend in the knee. If you're very loose, you could flex the ankle. So we're getting an extra stretch in the leg. It's all about tailoring it to you and how you feel today. Once you've done 3 each way, give the leg a wriggle out and do the same side. Don't forget to breathe. Have the arms somewhere that you can relax. So if you're loose and you want to slide the arms up towards the head, then feel free to do that. A little bit of a deeper breath and a bit of an extra stretch into the shoulders. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, take both knees to the right, really tucking up towards the arm and hold above the floor if you get all the way as well. Inhale to center. Exhale, other side. Follow your breath. Twice more each side. Exhale as you twist. Inhale, come back. When you've done your last one to the left, without rushing, just place the feet down. Bit of a gap between the feet. And then bring the hands to the abdomen. We're just going to do some pelvic tilts just to get the idea of the movement of your pelvis. Okay. So have the elbows rest on the floor and the hands onto the stomach. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, tighten through the abs and press the small of the back toward the floor. When you need to inhale, start to press the tailbone down. You feel the lower back arching slightly. And then we follow your breath. Exhale, we're squeezing the abs, top of the pelvis tipping backward. And on the inhalation, tailbone presses down, so the top of the pelvis tips forward. Okay, so a couple more each way, just in time with your breath. So it's useful to get some movement into that lower back. So if you struggle with that, then, this can be quite a good exercise just on its own. When you've done your last exhalation, rest at neutral and just breathe normally. Then you can roll onto your side and come up to sitting. Okay, so as I say, this week we're looking at introduction to vinyasa. I can see some more people I know have logged on now. So hello, Emma, Carol. And I've got two mats here because it's useful for me to show you various postures from the side or from the front. Okay, you don't have to have the two mats, but if you want padding for knees, then I would have something else underneath your main. So I'll give you a few moments to do that while I'm just talking. If you're on the carpet, you might not need extra padding because that's fine. Do be aware the mat might move around if you're on the carpet as well. Always working at your pace. Remember, I can't see you. I can give you little extra tips of, what's best to do if you're stiffer, etc., etc. But, it's really paying attention to you today, because it could be different from yesterday, and how your body is responding. Okay, so we're going to come up to standing. Now, I'm going to use the two bricks that I mentioned. Now, this is useful if you tend to be stiffer into a forward bend. We're not going to be using them very much for support or anything. But when you bend over, if you can't touch the floor, and that can be due to stiff. I've got a bit of, T-Rex arm problem going on. I'm not very long in the arm, but I really, really bend my knees. But if you can't do that, then you could have something either side like this, so that when you do your bend, you can see that I've got my hands onto the bricks rather than onto the floor. Okay, so if that's you, use that whenever it's useful. If it isn't useful, then obviously just dispense with that. So I'm going to do the first bit just facing you. You can stand anywhere you like on the mat, but then we will apply this to our little routine and it will be at the front of the mat. Okay, so in Tadasana to start off with. Just take. So don't worry if you get lost with that. It's often the last thing that people get the hang of. So inhale, we're going to take the arms wide and up, looking up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring the arms down. We're going to do that a few times. Inhale, we're going wide and up. Exhale, we're bringing it wide and down. Okay, we're trying to match the movement with your breath. Inhale, up. And exhale down. Okay, last one. Very good. Okay, now we're going to bring in a forward bend as we exhale and bring the arms down. And we're going to hinge from the hip rather than from the waist. So from the side, you'll see the pelvis coming forward as we do that bend. Okay, so making sure that we do that. Now, as we go into that bend, you'll feel the pull down the backs of the legs. So we need to bend the knees if you're tighter so that you can bring your fingers down to the floor or the aforementioned bricks. Okay, so come to the front of your mat now, and we're going to add that in. So inhale, take the arms wide and up. And as you exhale, diving over, hinging at the hips, bend the knees as much as you need. Drop the head, fingers down either side of the feet, not in front. On the inhalation, arms wide, coming all the way up, looking up. Exhale, we're going down again. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, we're rising. So if I'm going too fast or too slow, you do it at your pace. Again, all the way down. Exhale. And on the inhalation coming up, last time. And release the arms down, breathing out. Very good. Okay, so we start just to warm up through the body, doing each movement a few times. Now, once we go down to our Uttanasana forward fold, we're going to do a halfway stretch, Ardha Uttanasana, so half of our forward fold, okay? So there's two ways for you to do this, depending on, as I say, proportion and flexibility. So we were here, just watch me for this one. If you're very tight, okay, so the knees are really bent like mine are, then you could slide your hands up towards your knees and really lengthen through the spine. You can see my head and spine in line, and then as I exhale, I come back down, okay, because it's already pretty much a stretch for the legs. If you're looser and you've got your hands down, you can do the same thing, but we lift the tail and stretch the legs. Exhale, we come down. Okay, so we're going to add that on for 3 more times for our forward fold. Okay, from the top. Inhale, arms widen up. Slow exhale all the way down. Finish the breath, drop the head. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway stretch. Remember, you can slide up to the knees. Exhale down. Then all the way up again. Inhale. And down. Maybe you're a bit looser, so Ardha Uttanasana, fingers down. Stretch the legs. Exhale down. All the way up. Inhale. Last one. Exhale down. Ardha Uttanasana, breathing in and out. Inhale. And arms down. Exhale. Now, while we're thinking about going up and down, sometimes I'm not used to breathing deeply. This can make you feel a little bit woozy and maybe you're seeing stars. Okay, so 2 things to check. Used to doing the deep breaths, it's making sure that we are actually breathing all the way down and all the way up, because commonly we breathe out very suddenly and then we breathe in the same, and you get to sort of halfway and then you're holding your breath for that top part of the stand-up. So just be sure that you're slowing the breath, matching your movement to your breath. Okay, good morning, a few more people. I think there's another Emma. Hello. So now we're going to add in a lunge. Now this is onto something so that it steadies you and then you feel confident to step back nicely. Okay, so we're standing near the front. Inhale, we take the arms widen up. Exhale, we're coming all the way down. We're going to add in that halfway stretch, breathing in and out. So fingers on either side. Keep breathing at the moment, or on the bricks. Right leg, bring the heel up towards the buttock and then stride back with that leg and let it come down to the floor. So you've got a nice long lunge going, and this shin at the front is more or less vertical. Okay, keep the hands there. We take a breath in, really push into the back heel and maybe look just beyond the front of your mat. Next time you breathe out, bring that leg forward, stepping back to where you were, drop the head. Inhale, we come all the way up. And exhale, we're going to go all the way back down. Halfway stretch, breathing in and out. Left leg now, heel up and long lunge. Stretch the back leg, look forward a bit, breathing in. Exhale, step forward, arms wide, inhale, reach up. Okay, once more, each side. Exhale down. Halfway stretch, breathing in and out. Right leg to lunge. Breath in to lengthen, drop the shoulders. Exhale, step forward. Arms wide, inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down again. Halfway stretch, breathing in and out. Left leg to lunge. Breath in and step forward, breathing out. Arms wide. Inhale. And release the arms down. Exhale. Very good. Okay, take a little sip of water if you need that, because it's maybe got the breath going a little bit more. Sometimes people feel a bit dry in the throat when they're not used to doing our vinyasa practice. Now, to add on to our lunge that we're doing currently, we're actually going to bring it into downward dog. Now, downward dog is probably the hardest bit of this routine for the upper body. Okay, so some of you might be excluded from doing down dog. So if you know, contraindications, if you can't have the head down too low, then probably you wouldn't be doing the forward bend anyway. But you know, some of you can't do forward downward dog. So you have an option of doing a plank, which is why it's really important to make sure that you've taken that leg back far enough. Okay, now for those that are used to doing a vinyasa practice, obviously I can't see you, so you could just crack on and take your leg back. But for everyone that's not used to doing it, I'm going to show you the easy way to get back into down dog or to plank. And I have to just put a little stronger practice. It's always useful to know how to drop it back to this softer version, because if you're anything like me and you've had injuries from time to time, you have to knock your practice right on basics, because you cannot sustain that stronger practice if you're injured. Okay, so just taking note, even if you normally, you know, do a really strong practice. So we're going to come down, just watch me for this one, and we jut the chin out, and then I'm going to take my knee down to the mat, which is why I wanted the padding. So because of my aforementioned shorter arms, I need to then press this right palm flat, because I can't reach otherwise. And then because I'm leaning on that right hand and right knee, I can then release my left leg to kneeling. I've got my toes tucked, my hands under my shoulders, and then I can lift the knees and push it to plank or take it to downward dog. Knees bent if you're very tight. Now to return, we do it just in reverse. So we place the knees down, and it's the right leg that will go forward. So I want to grab hold of that leg, bring it all the way forward. It must come all the way forward. My fingertips are there to steady myself, and I step forward. Okay, so we're going to do that together. I'm just going to keep going with that lunge a few times, not coming all the way up to the top. So if you come down to your forward fold, fingers down, on release left leg. Keep the toes tucked under, both palms flat, plank or down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Couple of breaths. Now either from your plank or your down dog, place both knees back down. Keep the toes on the left tucked and stride forward. Right leg, drag it there if necessary, like I just showed you. Inhale, lift the back knee. So a nice long spine, long leg. Exhale, step forward. Then we would normally come up. So we're going to do left side now. So left side lunge. Breath in. Exhale, place the knee down. Left palm flat. Release right leg. Both palms flat. Toes are tucked. Plank or down dog. Breathe. Remember, you can bend the knees in your down dog if you're tighter. Both knees softly down. Keep the toes on the right tucked. Left leg, bring it all the way forward. Back to the lunge by lifting the back knee, breathing in. Exhale, step forward, drop the head. Okay, let's just come up, take a little breather. Hopefully that sort of makes sense. Okay. Lovely. I can't see any more comments, so I'm assuming that everybody's still with me. All right, so we're going to do the first of our postures now. So if you want to come to the middle of the mat, and you're going to face the long edge of the mat that you're working on, your main mat, if you've got two like me. Take a wide stride apart with your feet. Okay, and we're going to look at Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So this is the front of my mat. I want my front foot turning out, so that's my left foot. And then my right foot either parallel on the outer edge with the end of the mat or slightly turned in if you have a little bit more flexibility. Now, we went over this a few weeks ago, Warrior 2. And if my legs were together, excuse me, then the front foot would be in line either with the toes, the instep, or somewhere in between that makes sense for you. So for me, this is my tighter hip. For instance, this is a hip opening posture. So I like to have my foot more in line with the toes of the back foot. Okay, bring the arms wide, shoulder level, and then bend through the front knee. So we're looking for a more or less vertical shin on that front leg. A bit more stability that way. And we're not leaning into the front knee. We've made sure we're pulled back towards the back end of your mat. That's important for what we're doing today, because each pose has its own points of alignment that you want to think about. They don't want to get sloppy just because we're linking them together. Okay, so this is our warrior 2, and you would look along middle finger, front hand. Lovely. Okay, bring the arms down, step together. Now I'm going to turn around just so it doesn't confuse things with which end of the mat. So it's up to you whether you do that. So I'm facing the mat, and now I've got my right foot turned out towards the front of the mat. So you can see I'm on the other side. Again, I'm not leaning forward. Take the arms wide. Keep breathing. We're pushing outward with that front knee. You've checked the alignment on your feet. And we're looking along middle finger, front hand. Good, and release. Step together. Okay, now transition from our lunge to warrior 2 is that it's a lot of body movement, so it can be quite unstable if we're not working through the core. Okay, and if we start flinging the arms with, and we've taken a breath in. Okay, so forget about the downward dog for a moment. We're going to add this in next now. Heel in, and I've got the opportunity then to look at my feet and align the feet before I stand up. Then I'm pressing in front foot, and I'm going to windmill the arms over and turn the chest as I do it. This keeps the arms in line with the leg and the body so that there's not too much weight thrown around. And I can really pull into the hand and then look along middle finger, front hand. To release, we do the same bit in reverse. Windmill down to the front. And because I might have moved this front foot, I can give myself space to move that front foot back across. Back heel turns up, if you notice that. And then I could step forward back to my Uttanasana. Okay, so we're going to try that far to our warrior 2, just on the right leg. Okay, so come to the front of the mat. Standing tall. Inhale, arms wide and up. Exhaling all the way down, Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway stretch, breathing in and out. Right leg to lunge. Take a breath from the spine. Okay, drop the back heel inward. Align the front foot to where you think, in line with the back foot. Press into the front foot, windmill the arms over, pulling it into the back hand. Keep breathing, keep working the abs. Look along middle finger, front hand. So your chest should be level with the front edge of this mat. Okay, back to our lunge, windmill the hands down. We move the left foot across as you breathe in, back heel up. Exhale, step forward, drop the head. Arms wide, inhale, reach up. That was very good. So let's try that on the left leg now. Exhale over. Halfway stretch, breathing in and out. Left leg to lunge, same thing. Breath in. So as you breathe out, drop the back heel in, align the front foot in line with that back foot. Press into the right foot as you windmill arms over. Breathing, checking the chest is level with the long edge. Keep pushing outward with this front knee. Then we're going back to lunge. Exhale, windmill down. As you breathe in, you've got time to move your right foot over, left heel up. Exhale, step forward. Arms wide, inhale, rise. And exhale, release the arms down. Okay, very good. So that's our first little sort of sequence, if you like. So thinking about then your downward dog that we'd practiced before, or your plank, okay, leaving that to one side, we're going to practice what comes after that. And that really would be down onto the mat. So we're going to come to sitting now. Okay, so this is Dandasana, staff pose. So the legs are straight out and we're sitting nice and tall. Okay, now normally if you were doing this just as a standalone pose, say you could use a block to sit on, but that's not really appropriate here because you'd have to keep whizzing it out before you did the next bit and it's going to be too much hassle. So the key is keep the legs soft if you're very tight in the backs of the legs, and keep lifting here at the sternum. So we're trying to lengthen the spine. For those that are tighter, as you do that, it may mean the knees pop up like this. Doesn't matter, okay? But what we're trying to get away from is this slump back. So we're sitting tall. If you're very loose, then you could flex the feet as well. But do take the flesh back from the sitting bones because that helps to root the bottom of the pelvis down. So you take your fingertips either side of your hips, lift the chest, shoulders are going back. And just breathe. I won't be holding it this long in the routine. Now from our Dandasana, we're going to take it to a forward fold, the same as our Uttanasana that we did standing right at the beginning, but of course now we're seated, which makes it a little bit harder. So here you have choices of what to do with your arms. So if you are tighter, we want the pelvis to come forward at the top, the anterior tilt. So better for you to place your hands on your legs, and we think about leading with the chest, and you may come to maybe there. If you're much looser, you can afford to take it a little bit stronger. You would lift the arms up. Now this is lengthening and adding weight, and then you reach forward beyond the feet. Maybe you come high and the hands could then come down, and then you can relax the head. If you're able to get all the way down, that's fine. Just taking it in stages because not everybody is that loose. And you would breathe. No matter which version you do, when we sit back up, leave the arms down. Lengthen through the chest, lifting the head, returning Dandasana. Okay, so let's do that again. So either hands on the legs, slide forward, lead with the chest, or inhale, reach up. Again, lead with the chest, exhale, forward. When you get to that stop point, release the arm down, and then relax, head down. A few breaths here. Maybe you can feel the stretch in your back, as well as the legs. Leave the arms down, inhale, sit tall, and relax. Okay, now in the routine, we actually only do each of those bits, apart from the forward bend, for the inhale or the exhale. Okay, we're not holding it for too long. So if it feels quite strong, don't worry, you're only in momentarily. So we're going to add that in now to our little routine that we've done. So if you want to come back up to standing. Okay, so we are going to add in our downward dog, etc. now. So just follow along with me. If you get lost, don't worry, just pause, just take a few breaths, okay? So standing tall at the front. Inhale, arms widen up. Exhaling over to Uttanasana, forward fold. Ardha Uttanasana, breathing in and out. Right leg to lunge. Then a breath in to lengthen the body. Okay, we're going to our warrior two. So drop the back foot inward, align the front foot over, windmill the arms, keep breathing. Good, good. Make sure those abs are working, you're not leaning forward. Okay, we're going back down to our lunge. Exhale, windmill the arms. As you breathe in, you've got time to adjust your feet. And then as you breathe out, down to our downward dog or our plank. So back knee down, press the palm flat, move that left foot back, either plank then or down dog, and breathe. Next exhalation, slowly take both knees down. Okay, so here's the change. We're going to tuck both feet to the right, and we're going to sit back. Stretch the legs forward. Hey presto, Dandasana. Back from the sitting bones. Inhale, either reach up or hands sliding down the leg. Exhale, forward, Paschimottanasana. Relax the arms down and breathe. Leaving the arms down, inhale, sit tall. Exhale, tuck the feet back to the right side. And we're going to return to our hands and knees. Okay, tucking the toes under either plank or down dog. Did plank to down dog. Okay, so we're coming forward again for our lunge now. So both knees softly down, and it's the right leg that's coming forward. When we get hold of it, if you need, drag it there. Fingertips down. Now breathing in and out. Left leg to lunge. Exhale. So as you breathe in, you get time to... Next exhalation, left knee down. Lean on the left hand, release right leg back. Ready for your plank or down dog, or one and then the other. Breathe. Both knees softly down. Tuck the feet left side now. Sitting back, Dandasana. Flesh back from the sitting bones. We're sitting tall. Okay, ready to come forward. So either reaching up, or remember you can have hands here. Exhale, we come forward. Paschimottanasana. Drop the head. Next inhalation, sitting tall. Tuck the feet left side. Returning hands and knees. Make sure you've got enough space to take yourself to a plank or down dog, or as I'm doing, plank and then down dog. Couple of breaths. Okay, both knees softly down. Keep the right toes tucked. Step left leg forward. Drag it there if you need. Inhale, lift that back knee. Exhale, step forward. Arms wide. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, release the arms down. Marvelous. How are you feeling? Good? Don't forget, you can always slip a little comment on there, especially if you're having a rest. I'll give you time to get a little sip of water again. Now, as we're down onto the mat, it makes sense that we can do some other postures that would be down onto the floor. Okay, and this is the beauty of vinyasa. You can add in things that are standing poses. I mean, if you're really going for it, you could do arm balances and all sorts of things. We're not doing any of that. But we're going to do something else down onto the mat. Now, Navasana is a balance, but it's on the buttocks. So if you have quite a long coccyx, having the extra padding, if you're not on carpet, if you're on carpet, I should imagine it's okay. If you're on a hard floor like I am, then you might need a bit of extra padding, okay? So currently, we are down here, and we've done our forward fold, and then we've come back again. Now, with Navasana, it is quite strong in the hip flexors, so you got to feel it in the thighs and into the hip flexors at the front here. It's usually your main hip flexors too, iliopsoas, but you wouldn't necessarily feel that other than an ache maybe into your back. So if you know your back isn't, keep it at the low level, okay? Now, when we come up from our forward bend, we're going to be here back to Dandasana. So I've got my fingertips down, and then with as straight a back as possible, I want to lean back so I can bring the heels in, and I've still got my fingers down if necessary, and my feet off. So you could be here, and if possible, stretch the arms forward. For those that have got a little bit more strength, you could bring the shins to parallel with the floor. If you're really going for it, you can stretch the legs up. Okay? So, just take the feet down, just give you a breather. So let's try that once more. So you just feel like you've sat really tall in your Dandasana. So we're engaging the spine and the abs. Fingertips are down, exhale, heels in, inhale to whichever level you feel comfortable. So I'm going to keep it at the mid-level, but you can take the legs up or have the feet here. Okay. And then take a rest. Now, what I would like is to go from Navasana or Ardha Navasana, keen on doing those. Hands are down, absolutely fine. okay, because we're going to come back here anyway. So I'm going to show you how that works. So imagine I've just come up from my forward fold, exhale, heels in, inhale to my Ardha Navasana. Then we push the feet away and we're reclining down onto the mat. Now, to get that yoga sit up with a little bit of assistance, you can tuck both hands, if you like, underneath the small of the back, and you tuck the chin in, tighten up through the legs, exhale, we're sitting up. So it gives you a bit of assistance there. We're back into our Dandasana. So we're going to do this little bit as a bit of flow, okay? So if you're not doing the recline, remember you just come back to Dandasana. So the way that would work, you're here, and then you could just come back to here, okay? So imagine we've just sat down. We're sitting tall. Inhale. We could take the arms up if we like, or hands on the legs. Exhale, we're coming forward. Holding that for a couple of breaths. Leave the arms down. Inhale, we sit tall. Fingers down. Exhale, draw the heels in. Inhale, your Navasana or Ardha Navasana. Keep breathing. Either return Dandasana or recline. Inhale, tuck the hands under the small of the back. Exhale, sitting up. We're going to repeat. Inhale, reaching up or hands on the legs. Exhale, forward. Leave the arms down. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, heels in. Inhale to lift. Next exhalation, return Dandasana or recline. Again, inhale, tuck it under. Exhale, sitting up. Now you can see I've traveled down the mat a little bit, so we wouldn't do that too many times. And then we would continue on back up to our standing position. Okay, so we're going to link all of that together now. So if you want to come up to standing, front of the mat, nice and tall, Tadasana. Inhale, arms widen up. Exhaling over to Uttanasana, forward fold. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway stretch. And down. Right leg to lunge. Breath in to lengthen. Okay, back heel dropping in, and we're moving left foot over. Windmill the arms, warrior two. Keep breathing. Keep the tail under, abs working, front knee pushing out. Next exhalation, we're going to come back down to our lunge. As we breathe in, we adjust the feet. Exhale, back knee down, right palm flat, taking it to plank or down dog. A couple of breaths. Both knees then softly down. Tuck the feet right side, sitting in Dandasana. Pull the flesh back from the sitting bones. Sitting tall. Inhale, reach it up or hands on the legs. Forward for Paschimottanasana. You may feel a bit looser now. Leaving the arms down. Inhale, sit tall, really straight back. Exhale, draw the heels in. Inhale to lift, Ardha Navasana. So we're taking it to recline or back to Dandasana. Inhale, tuck the hand under if you need it. Exhale, we're sitting up. We're going to repeat. Inhale tall in your Dandasana. Exhale, forward. Okay, ready to take it back to lunge. So both knees down, right leg forward. Inhale, stretch the back leg. Exhale, step forward. Arms wide. Inhale, rise. And all the way down again, other side. Halfway stretch. And down. Left leg to lunge. Breath in to lengthen. Okay, for our warrior two, adjust the feet. Windmilling up and over. Make sure we're not leaning into that front knee. Exhale, we're coming down to our lunge. Both knees softly down, feet tucked left side, Dandasana. Flesh back from the sitting bones, sit tall. Inhale, reach it up, or hands on the legs. Exhale, Paschimottanasana. Leave the arms down, inhale, rising. Ready for our Anavasana, so draw the heels in, lift, breathe. For either returning Dandasana or recline. Inhale, you tuck it under. Exhale, sitting up. Again, inhale, reach forward. Leave the arms down, inhale, rising. Last time, exhale, heels in. Inhale, lift. Remember, you can take it the whole way if you like. Ready to Dandasana or recline. Inhale, tuck it under. Exhale, up. Okay, feet to the left. I nearly did it a third time then. Back to our plank, down dog. Okay, both knees down. Stepping forward, left leg. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, step forward, drop the head. Arms wide, inhale, reach up. And release. Very good. How are we doing? Feeling a bit looser now? Okay. So I thought what we'd do is add in another standing pose or two so that we can get that standing section just to be a little bit longer. We'll keep all of the other stuff. Don't want to make it too complicated. So if we come back to our warrior two in the middle of the mat. So we've got that nice wide stride. I've got my left foot out because that's the front of my mat. And we come back to our Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Okay, so we can do a little mini flow here. So if we take it to reverse warrior, we're going to take the back hand down onto the leg and you just walk those fingers down the leg. See, it's a bit of a lean back. And then the front palm, turn it up and stretch over. Bringing the arm as close towards the head and the palm is now facing towards the floor. Keep working the abs. Inhale. And then we're going to go the other way. So I'm bringing the front arm inside of the front leg now. So you don't have to go terrifically low. And the back arm next to the cheek. Parsvakonasana. So from here, I can just circle the arm round and down to bring me to that lunge position and then just adjust the feet. Okay, let's try that forward and then step back other leg. So warrior 2, you know that bit. So our reverse warrior, the back goes down onto the leg, keep the leg straight, walk the fingers down, turn the front palm up, stretch up and back. So you can feel the lengthening through that right side. Exhale, Parsvakonasana, right arm inside right leg, left arm over next to the ear. And it's a bit of a twist too, so turn the chest away from the floor. Top arm, circle it round and down. We're back to our lunge and step forward. Okay, so pièce de résistance now. Everything put together just once each side. Okay, you worked really hard today. It's really good. Hard Uttanasana, bring up and over. Good, good. Okay, ready for reverse warrior. Back hand down, slide it down, reach up and over, top arm. Looking up past the arm to the ceiling, keep the abs working. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, Parshvak. Left arm inside left leg, right arm alongside the ear. Think about the twist, chest pointing towards the ceiling as much as you can. Very good. Circle the top arm round and down. We're back into our lunge, so adjust the feet. Okay, back knee softly down. Both knees down. Plank, Down dog. Both knees softly down to the mat. Tuck the feet right side, sitting back. Dandasana, pulling the flesh back from the sitting bones straight away. Ready to sit tall. Reach it up. Forward, Paschimottanasana. Leave the arms down. Inhale, rising back to Dandasana. Ready for Navasana, heels in. Inhale, lift the legs. Remember, you can go for the full stretch if you like. Ready to recline or back to Dandasana. Tuck it under with the hands. Exhale, sitting up. One more. Inhale, reach if you like. Exhale, forward. Remember, you can always flex the feet if you have that looseness. You could hold the feet, draw the body down over the legs if that's you. Last time this side. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale to balance. Keep breathing. Ready to recline or just sitting tall. And last, sit up this side. Exhale. Lovely. Tuck the feet right side. We're going back to our plank or down dog. Knees down, right leg stepping forward. Breath in to lengthen. Step forward, exhale. Arms wide, inhale. Left side, last time, exhale. Halfway stretch, breathing in and out. Left leg to lunge. Lengthen the body, breathing in. Warrior two, so adjust the feet first. Ready for reverse warrior, back hand down. Wriggle it down the leg. Front palm up and stretch. Breathe. Inhale, warrior two. Okay, ready for Parshvak. Right arm inside right leg. Top arm right over next to the ear. Rotate the chest away from the floor if you can. Top arm round and down. Breath in as you adjust the feet. And then we're going to our plank and down dog. So knee down, both knees back. Plank, down dog. Okay, seated section. So both knees down, tuck feet to the left. Dandasana. Sitting tall. Inhale, reach up if you like. Forward. In the arms down, inhale, rising. Heels in, exhale. Navasana or Ardha Navasana like this, remember. Dandasana or recline, exhale. Hands under, exhale, sitting up. Repeat, last one. And release. Tuck it up, sitting up. Feet to the left. Plank or down dog. Okay, both knees softly down. It's left leg. And release the arms down, breathing out. Excellent work, really good. Now, because it's quite an energetic practice, we're going to actually sit down for our little relaxation at the end. If you feel that you want to lie down, that's, entirely up to you. Make sure you're not going to get too cold, so just grab a top or a little blanket if you like. And then we're just sitting down onto the mat. I'm using a block to sit on. Just find that a little bit more comfortable. And have the legs in a comfortable position for you. So I've got the back nice and tall. Once you're there, just close the eyes and refocus on your breath. Heart rate might be slightly elevated. So concentrate on the exhalations. Allow the shoulders to sink and the arms to feel heavy. Crown of the head, reaching for the ceiling, but don't overarch the lower back. We're trying to just sink down a little bit with the tail. Let the legs feel heavy. And the abdomen spreads each time you breathe in. Make sure the jaw is loose and the brow is soft. And slowly bring the hands together, prayer position, heart center. Inhale, stretching up, look up. Exhale, wide and down. Tuck the chin, drop the shoulders. Keep the back nice and tall. Arms wide. Inhale, reach up. Palms together. Exhale to heart center. Namaste. Very well done. I'm sure that you enjoyed that as much as I did. And don't forget that I'm here every week at 10 o'clock. Just below the screen, there's a little button where you can press subscribe so you never miss it. And if you're watching it on playback, then you can always send me a little message if you haven't commented on the screen already. Hello to everybody again that said hello, good morning. And I can see there's quite a few of you who are on today. So thank you, and I'll see you next week.